This meeting is held in compliance with provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 ed sec. Annual notice has been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the Daily Record. It was posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcement. And a roll call.
Mr. Hofferkamp.
Here.
Ms. Johnson.
Here.
Ms. Roberts.
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Here.
Ms. Smith here. Mr. Smith will not be here. Mayor Glavi.
Here. If you will stand and join me in a salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Committee reports. Let's start on this side to this time. Ms. Roberts.
Sure. What we have coming up over at the community center on Monday, October 21st, we have the Dawn Center for Independent Living. Their van will be out front in front of the center, their mobile unit, I should say, and they have resources in there for anyone struggling with disabilities to help promote more independent living for themselves, living skills. On Wednesday, 10/23, October 23rd, we have the Journey bus that will be parked in the upper parking lot in front of the community center. That'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on Thursday, October 24th, we have the Center for Prevention will be inside the community center. All walk-ins are welcome, and that will be from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'd also like to thank the community, very generous community. We have a lot of beautiful coats for our coat drive, all kinds of winter wear from babies to adult. So if you know anyone that's struggling and just needs some help with some warm items for winter, feel free to walk in. The hours right now are at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Also, if you need a special time, I do meet people at the community center in the evening to accommodate everyone's schedules. So if you know anyone that needs some warm winter wear, we're more than willing to make ourselves available and come in and take whatever you want. I will start, and now we will have our annual giving tree to help families, that are struggling, close that gap so that every child in Hopatcong, no one will go without a Christmas gift. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start announcing the process of our giving tree and how you can help, or even just spread the word for us. That's word of mouth and just getting it out there and talking to people. That's a big help right there, just to let people know what's going on and that we're gonna be here for the holidays like we always are. So just keep an ear out for that. And that's it for now.
Thank you. Mr. Overton.
Mayor, just want to let people know from the Lake Hopatcong Commission, starting in the week of October the 21st, you may see a large barge out on the lake. They're going to start treating the lake water with alum, and alum is designed basically to clarify the water. During this last year, the clarity in the water has gone down to under, I'll say they do it in meters, but basically under a yard. It should be at least 2 yards or more, 2 meters or more. Generally, even more is better. So in order to treat that, that also aids in clearing up some of the food product for the harmful algae blooms. So that's the other part of the HAB of the alum treatment. Just want, if you see it, that's what they're doing out there, and it's not harmful to humans at all. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson.
Okay, Municipal Alliance, next meeting is Monday the 21st at 6 p.m. in council chambers. Recreation meeting is November 12th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. They're discussing a lot of really fun stuff. We're hoping for an adult softball league. Hint, nudge, nudge. For the school, the last home football game is tomorrow at 6 p.m. where we will probably have our brand new scoreboard, which was donated so generously by Mr. and Mrs. Falcone. And that will be on display at tomorrow's game. I wanted to thank the Board of Ed President Nicole Falcone Schubert for presenting the referendum information tonight, and also welcome Dr. Capello with her. The next Board of Ed meeting is on October 28th at 7 p.m. at the Administrative Building. There is another single issue referendum meeting on October 30th at 6:30 PM in the auditorium. I will tell you, I did attend the last one. And other than me and the Board of Ed members, there were 4 people there. So if you have questions, Mr. Hallenbeck, the superintendent, is willing to answer any questions that you have in person. I wanted to also remind everybody, since this is our last meeting in October, our next meeting is not until November 7th. 6th, is to go out and vote on November 5th. It is a very important election, and everybody go out and vote. Thank you so much. That's it.
Oh, me, sorry. Happy to announce that we're gonna re-enter into the real estate committee and be a little more aggressive about trying to sell some of the properties that we own that we do not need as a town. And we'll have more about that in the next few meetings. And that's it.
Thank you. So I wanted to start off by embarrassing Councilman Smith, but he's not here because I know his birthday is on Halloween and I wanted to sing him happy birthday, but he's not here to do that. So we'll wish him a happy belated at the next one. We have nothing to report from Chief Crowley for the fire department. Going over to the police department. Hopatcong PD is hosting a national prescription take back day. This is going to be Saturday, October 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Take back boxes will be located at the police department for easy access. They will also be attending the Cub Scout Pack 194 5th annual trunk or treat, October 19th from 3 to 5, and that's going to be at Veterans Field. With school back in session, so are the Positive Ticket Initiative. So I want to congratulate Victoria and Charlotte, who were the first tickets given out for 2024, who helped fellow students during difficult times. And Hopatcong PD did share an update from Mount Arlington Police Department. Now it's not, in Hopatcong, but we do have a lot of commuters. So please be advised that the 80 eastbound ramp in Mount Arlington will be closed for a good period of time. So it's effective 8 p.m. October 11th through October 25th. So the 80 eastbound ramp in Mount Arlington will be closed by the quick check. Going over to the ambulance squad. So they have 3 new per diem EMTs to support the day crew. They have 1 volunteer who has successfully completed their EMT certification this month, 3 new volunteers being trained. And their last CPR class on October 14th was very successful. They have 2 additional spots left for their next class on Sunday, November 10th. That's at 8 a.m. And that's it for the ambulance squad. I do want to thank the CERT team for the invitation to observe their training this past Sunday with the Ramapo Rescue Dog Association. We were at Patrick's Pub, and basically what happens is they had cadaver dogs come out and they put pieces around the lake, and these dogs in training would use, the scent of what they could pick up. And when dogs get close to these pieces, they start whimpering. And when they locate what they're looking for, they actually start barking. So it was really cool to see. The training for the dogs takes several years, and the youngest pup there, I think, was just 16 weeks old. So he was adorable, but it's a much needed service, as gruesome as it can be, because these dogs help divers in the water locate people who unfortunately, are unable to be found. It's not just water, it's on land as well, but this was the first time training for the dogs on the water. So it was very interesting. We learned a lot and got a lot of really adorable fur pets in there. I was petting the dogs a lot. So the CERT team does a lot for town. Anybody who's interested in joining the CERT team, please contact Fran Tierney. I believe there is a training. It's a 5-day training. I believe the date is November 12th. I will confirm that. They do meet over at the senior center. There's a lot that they take part in. We're very fortunate to have them here. And I also look forward to seeing the new scoreboard. Thank you to the Falcone family for everything that they do for the town. Thank you for the Board of Ed for being here tonight. And I look forward to seeing all the little kids in their costumes this weekend at the Halloween festivities. And that's it.
Sure. I just had a few events that I wanted to add. We have our Halloween decorating contest, which is underway in town. You just have to go online and register your home. We are judging houses up until October 26th is, I think, the last date 28th actually, that you can register your house. We have quite a few people that have already registered, and we have quite a few categories for homes to be judged on. The Women's Club is still collecting food for their food bank. The collection boxes are outside in the lobby. You pass them on the way in here. This is a really difficult time of year. So if you find yourself needing extra room and you want to clean out your pantry, everything that is not outdated, please feel free to bring all your items here and leave them so that we can get them to the food bank. That would be great. The other thing is our Halloween extravaganza is in the park this Saturday. So that starts at 11. So I believe they have over 50 vendors that are there. And we will have the Halloween parade also. That'll be at 12 at the Hudson Maxim / Elite Prep Academy School. I know that that's something that should be a lot of fun. I was contacted today by someone who has a drone business that's very interested in filming it for us for that day. So that should be really exciting to see the parade take off and then end up at the park. They'll also have the blow ups at the park, and they'll have the hot dogs and the usual things. That'll be in a timed event with the Recreation Commission is also doing a costume contest. So that is always fun to come out and see those. I know last year there were family groups, there were pet groups, there were the little groups, there were the infant groups, there were a lot of people there. So if you have some time on Saturday, stop by the park and support everybody. They also, one of the things that we were working on, that I was working on this year, was having mobile motor vehicle unit coming to Hopatcon. So I've gotten confirmation that they are coming on November 22nd, which is a Friday. And what you will do is you will need to make an appointment online with DMV, and you can have whatever DMV services you choose to have done that day at a regular DMV. You can do here at the borough. They will also be doing real IDs. There are some services that you will not need an appointment for, but for most appointments, you will need to go online. This will not just be for Hopatcon residents. This will also be for anybody in the state of New Jersey that goes online to make an appointment that will be available that day. So more information as that comes, but since the link is available, I'm going to post it on our website tomorrow and our Facebook page, that if our residents need to use the DMV, the mobile DMV, they can use it. I know it was at the block party. If any of you saw it at the block party, it was pretty busy. The state police were running it over there. So that was kind of a nice thing. So we'll have more information on that, but I'll have the link posted tomorrow so that everybody has that. And moving on to our presentation by Nicole Falcone Schubert, President of the Board of Education, regarding the school referendum, and you can take it away.
Okay, just give me a sec.
What day is the
November 22nd, it's a Friday.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send you one?
over here
Yeah,
again? or
yes,
just-
it's real.
okay.
Yeah.
I got mine. I don't know why. We tried it with Social Security the other day. He said, I'm not doing this. So we can call and try to make it. Same.
Yep.
Oh, don't go on Monday. That's the big rule we got. We just found that out inside track.
I think we're good, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, council, for having me, and the mayor, and thank you to my fellow board member for attending, and for all of you coming to hear what I have to say. I hope you're not sick of me yet, but I just feel like the more information you have before Election Day, the better. So if you need any information, I will post this on my Board of Education Facebook page, but it will also be available on the school website, and you can go to the actual school website. There's so much information on there. Again, probably more than you want, more than you need. So we all live here, right? I'm proud to be a resident. I've lived here my entire life. I chose to raise my kids here. You all volunteer your time to this town, and I think we sometimes forget how great it is. So I just want to remind you all, okay, with some pictures. We have a wonderful police department and personnel who work in there that protect us every day. We have a beautiful lake that, believe it or not, I've only spent most recently, this most recent summer, most of my time on there. I've lived here my whole life. We always drove down the shore, but we got a boat and it's the best thing ever. I don't know what we were thinking. And I know people flock here to use our lake. So it definitely is a valuable resource that we should all protect. Our schools And the kids in it and the staff in it are all our assets, the ambulance, the volunteers, the buildings, the vehicles, our parks. I know my kids frequent them. I do, winter, spring, summer, or fall. We just purchased buses that we own. So I'm proud of that we've had the ability to do that. Our facilities, our track, our athletic spaces, and our fire department are all things that we should treasure, and it's our job to protect those assets. It's our job to protect those assets as taxpayers. Okay, so we can do that by volunteering our time and making sure that our money is being well spent to maintain these things. Before I get into some of the information about the referendum, there's just some school things that I'd like to share with you. Some exciting things that are happening in the Hopatcong schools. You know, just listening to people on the street, there's definitely a skewed view of what's actually happening in the school system. Unless you're there, unless you're observing, unless you have kids who go there, you might not necessarily know what's going on. But here's a great snapshot. We have kids taking AP courses. If a kid passes an AP class, they get college credit. So as you can see, we are on the rise as far as our AP scores go. This is for students who are earning a 3 or higher. My son, he is a freshman. He has the ability to take an AP class as a freshman. I wasn't able to do that till I was a senior, I believe. So we have great things going on in the schools. Some of our students are graduating with not 1 degree, but 2. They're getting a seal of biliteracy. Since 2020, we've had students who graduate with a seal of biliteracy in other languages. Most recently, in 2024, we've had 10 students graduate with that honor. And that's something really to be proud of, and will take them very far in life. And it's not just all about academics at a collegiate level. We have a cosmetology lab right in our schools. Kids are coming out of school with a cosmetology license and are able to go right to work. And if you want to go have your hair done or your nails done, you could do so at a discounted price, and that's going to help the students gain their hours. So we have the Chiefs Main in the Hopatcong High School. Kids are currently working on their hours. They're getting information on how to become an esthetician, a hairstylist, a nail tech. So again, a lot of great things going on in the schools. And just to show you, this just happened today. Okay, here is the scoreboard from many, many moons ago. We actually had to have a referee sit underneath it for the past couple of games and just work it right underneath it and be in contact with the other officials because it wasn't working. This project was in the referendum last year that was voted down. And because my parents are great proponents of our school systems, they took a big chunk of money, probably some of my inheritance, and spent it on the scoreboard, but I'm not mad at it because we all get to enjoy it. So like I said, if you'd like to come to the game tomorrow night, it's our last home game. All right, but back to the budget. So just to give you a little bit of history, since 2018, we have faced a budget deficit in state aid. We've been decreased by $8.4 million. That is a lot of money. And we've made some changes to the way we operate, and we've sold some assets to kind of cover that loss. But we are really bare bones right now. One of the major things that we have done is cut most administrators. There used to be 28, there are 7. Mr. Hallenbach is not only our superintendent, he's also our business administrator. And there are many, many people in the district that wear multiple hats. No one is complaining, but it really is not a great and efficient way to run a business. It's not ideal, but we did that so we didn't have to make cuts to the classroom. Right now, our 2nd grade cohort has 28, 29, 30 kids in a class. And those of you who have been around kids those ages, you know that they're full of energy, and that's the age where we want them to learn to read. And it's really difficult to make sure they're getting that one-on-one instruction with such a large class size. So we're looking at adding some more staff, but again, that's going to eat into our budget. We always want to put the kids first, but as you can see, this is a major cut to our budget, and that is not allowing us to focus on instructional needs. So Because the state finally realized that there was a problem with their budget formula, they allowed school districts a one-time increase of 9.9% to their taxes. And because we could not depend on the taxpayers to vote in another referendum, the school board thought it was in the best interest to take advantage of this one-time tax increase. So in June, we voted on this. It increases our budget by $1.5 million, and it increases the average home $27 a month. The average home in Opakon is now $345,000. This tax increase is already in effect. You're already paying for it. You've seen the bill. This is nothing new, okay? It was a shock to everybody, you know, like that initial sticker shock when the assessments came out, and then the school also increased their taxes, but this is already in effect. The reason why I tell you is that the referendum is not going to increase your taxes anymore. That $27 or less that you're already paying, okay, is going to pay down the referendum. So why should you go out for a referendum? This is something successful school districts do all the time. Randolph, it's their favorite thing to do. Every year, it feels like they have another one. I'm exaggerating. The reason why they do it though is when one is paid off, they just roll it into the next referendum. So you don't feel like you're paying more because you've already been paying that amount. So why should we do a referendum? First of all, it allows us to have money up front to pay for big ticket items like a new roof, okay? It takes advantage of the state kicking in 40% and not putting the full burden on the taxpayer. And then it allows us to keep our school operating budget on instructional costs and not this cost of facilities. This is the ideal situation for the position that we are in. We need to replace about 90% of the roof at the high school. It is original, it is 40 years old. We need to completely replace the Tulsa Trail roof. We need to remove and or replace or retrofit the boilers at the middle school and Durbin Avenue. We can either replace it, okay, or we can use the gas lines that are coming in and retrofit the boilers and take advantage of the natural gas. Once that was announced, the superintendent, the mayor, the gas company all met, and this is definitely doable, and it fits within the guidelines of our original referendum. So it can be an either or situation. It's just going to be dependent on the actual progress, the gas line, as the gas lines, you know, appear in the area of the schools. The project is around $10 million. The state says that they give you 40%. But we all know when the state says something, there's always, you know, a caveat. It really comes down to about 34%. So I wanted to give you as close to the number that I could. So the state will kick in 34%. The taxpayers will pay 66%. It will be a 5-year term. And the rate that we'll be paying back the bonds at is at 3.65, which is really great. And again, no tax increase if the referendum passes. That $27 that you're already paying a month is going to pay this debt down. Here's an aerial view of the high school. The green roof is what was recently replaced using money from the cell phone tower because the insurance company said we are not going to pay for any more damage in the auditorium. Your roof has lived its expectancy. We can't even insure it. So we replaced that a couple years ago. The items in yellow are being repaired and restored right now underneath a ROD grant. So we were able to get money to do that restoration, but everything in red and orange needs to be replaced. It's 99,000 square feet of 40-year-old roofing. We need to protect our assets. We own this. You in the seats own this. Okay, we need to make sure it's maintained properly and taken care of. Here's Tulsa Trail. This roof literally ripped off 3 years ago. Ripped off. Okay, we had to hire an engineer company to come in. I don't know the technical terms, but they bolted a lot of things down. It needs to be checked regularly when it rains or snows. We literally are crossing our fingers that it makes it through that storm. We need 35,000 square feet of this roof completely replaced. We own this. We have to protect our assets. Here's a visual to show you what the outcome would look like if the referendum passes or does not pass. If the voters say, yes, we agree to this, the state is going to pay 40%, we are going to pay 60%. These projects will start next summer and they will be completed in 3 years, paid off in 5. If the taxpayers vote this down, that $27 a month you are paying, we are going to have to save for 10 years to pay for the projects. We will be paying 100% of them. We cannot start those projects until about 2029, once we've accumulated at least $8 million to pay for the roof. If you look back at this slide, this roof is not going to last another 10 years. So our mission in the school is to make sure that the kids have a thorough and efficient education, that we offer something for everyone. And as you can see for those in those first beginning slides, we do offer something for everyone, okay? And we expect excellence from our students and from our staff. And we need to invest in the facilities to make sure we are supporting them. We are doing what we are doing right by them as far as the curriculum goes, the materials, the resources, the opportunities, the experiences. But we need to make sure that the buildings are heated, they're not leaking, okay? There's not mold issues. We need to protect all these kids in the stand. Those are our assets. So again, a yes vote means 40% of the projects are going to be covered. We are going to have new roofs, which means there will not be leaks causing damage to instructional and athletic spaces. Okay, no more mold issues. We were closed for a month a couple of years ago because of mold. And that also includes costly mold remediations that we don't have the money to pay for. Our buildings will be reheated reliably, and there's no future tax increase if this passes. If we vote no, the taxpayers are funding 100% of this project. The roofs are going to continue to decay, causing more leaks, causing more damage, obviously causing more money because we're going to have to fix those things along the way. The mold issues can continue, heating issues at Durbin and the middle school. And the prices that we have today are not going to be the prices in 5, 6, 7, 8 years to fix those structures. The structures are going to be more damaged, and we all know costs just keep going up. So this is what the bond proposal question looks like. If you have a mail-in ballot, you already saw it. It's very long and very wordy, and this is exactly the way the state said we have to present it. But basically, we're asking you, yes, do you want to support this referendum? Use the tax increase. Use the tax increase that we've already put into effect to pay down the debt to fix these much needed repairs, okay? Or no, we want to pay 100% and do it over time and let the buildings continue to have issues and just keep literally throwing money at it. So in my opinion, I'm not allowed to tell you how to vote, but in my opinion, state aid is the key here. I never want to pay full price for anything. TJ Maxx is my favorite store, okay? And I know in a way we are paying 100% because the state is going to give us money and we give money to the state, so I get it. But there are so many towns who do this. They get to take advantage of this and our money. Let us be the recipient of something like this. This is the smart way to make the improvements that we need to do. So what's next? On the 30th, there's another single issue meeting with Mr. Hallenbach. You can vote on November 5th. Anyone in Hopatcon that's a registered voter can vote. If the referendum passes, we are going to start these projects in the summer of 2025. It's not too far away. The website through the school and the referendum link is the best source of information. We cannot lie to you. I'm a private citizen, but the school cannot give you false information. They can't tell you what to vote, or how to vote. They could just tell you the facts. And that's what I gave you here. I mean, looking at the facts, I know the way I'm going to vote, but that is all it is. It is just the facts. if you have individual questions, Natalia and I will stay after. You can discuss it with us. You can email our superintendent or myself. But I just want to leave you with this. We live in a great town and we need to protect the things in our town. That includes the buildings and the kids who go to school there. So please think about that when you go to the ballot on November 5th and help us protect our assets.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along. We have the approval of minutes from October 2nd, 2024, regular minutes.
Do we have public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna let you speak today. Motion for public comment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are open to the public for anything and everything. If you come forward and state your name.
Hi, James Gallagher, 135 Hudson Ave. I have a question. I received a green sheet regarding the sewer connection on 130 on Hudson Ave. And an invoice for over $6,000. Do you know about that, Mayor?
For the connection fee?
Correct.
Mhm.
Yes, so just want to find out how this came about and why there's no type of financing option. I don't have an extra 6,000 to connect. You know, is there options being considered or, you know?
The connection fee is something that's done by ordinance for hooking into the sewer system. It's something that all of the residents who hooked into the sewer system paid at the time. All of the residents on Hudson Ave are paying at the time. As you're aware, the Hudson Ave project was started several years ago. It was installed, and we are just catching up with the billing part of everything. There were several public meetings that the attorney was involved in. I don't know if you were here for any of those or went to any of those. There was mailings that went out to the residents of Hudson Ave as this was happening. I don't know how long you've lived there. I certainly can take your name and number and get all of that information to you so that you have that, so that there's a little bit of a background for you to have. But the sewer connection fee is the sewer connection fee that everybody in Hopatcon pays when they connect into the sewer.
I understand. I'm not connected now and neighbors across the street and down the road are not yet. I believe Patty, your administrator, had mentioned 14, possibly 14 people were connected or
I think it was about half of the.
so I think it's 29 was the total amount and 14 was the number she thought it was. So, you know, I'm for the project. I was for the project.
Mhm.
So I'm not against that, but it's a matter of me coughing up $6,000 now. You know, it was a surprise,
Mhm.
you know, and what options there are. I know the payout for the project was subsidized by the state and it's paid over 10 years, I believe,
It's longer than 10
It's
years.
longer than 10 years. It's this.
15,
yeah.
whatever the
17 or
amount is.
18 years, yeah.
But, you know, I'm asking for some option, you know, viable option. Like I said, 6,000 is not, you know, the way the economy is, but also job related. I don't have an extra 6,000 to put out
Mhm.
to cut a check for.
No, I completely understand. It's just, again, it's something that by ordinance, everybody's paying the same fee. It's not something that we can just arbitrarily decide that we're going to cut down on one person from one resident to another resident. Again, if you'd like to, you can leave your name and number. You can contact me in general. We can always have a conversation. But the unfortunate thing is that the ordinance says what it is. There are some other opportunities that are available for people who cannot afford the connection fee through different programs and things that we might be able to help you with.
I mean, I'm not disputing the fee. I'm just
Want to know if
disputing
there's a payment
the
plan.
the method, right? I
The-
mean,
The
you know.
other issue is that we can't finance out that part of it. We can finance out the assessment, which we've done, right?
Mhm.
And you're not gonna start paying until you hook up. Is that correct? No, you had to, start- no,
No,
you had to
hookup
start
fee is the
paying,
hookup
the
fee.
hookup fee is the hookup fee.
Right,
We
and
can't-
that's
we're not allowed to-
additional expense, but then to say,
Right,
you know,
we're not allowed
come
to
up with, cough up with
finance.
$6,000.
We're not allowed to finance over time the connection.
You know, what are the options? And you said lawyers were involved. I wasn't aware, you know, that there was meetings regarding this.
Yeah, there were several meetings throughout the time that they initially had come to the borough and asked to be hooked to the sewer system. And then they had public meetings where residents came and the attorney was present at the meetings, and there was just discussion that was back and forth. I mean,
Who is the lawyer?
John Urson, our municipal attorney, was the
Okay.
attorney.
Okay,
But again, we can always, again, there are programs for people that, you know, who might be able to help you. If you want to, again, just leave me your name and number.
okay.
That might
That's
be
what I like,
something that's beneficial, but the problem that we find with our hands being tied is every single person has paid this, and every single person along the way, previously that's hooked into the sewers, everybody's paying the same amount of a connection fee that was agreed upon to the statute. So if we make one adjustment, which we really technically as a governing body cannot do, and it's the same thing with water projects. The statute is what the statute says, but there are things available. So hopefully we'll be able to help you with something.
Right, I mean, every single person has not paid. Again, I know firsthand, you know, talked to my neighbor about it, and from what I understand, again, I think Patty had mentioned something about it as well.
Mhm.
Okay. Also curious about the natural gas. Where is that going to run through town? Is it just on the main
No,
thoroughfares?
that'll go
or-
through pretty much almost every street in Hopatcon. There is, on your way out, there is a slip of paper that has a gentleman's name on it, Brian Klinger. You want to grab that because you can email and call him directly and ask him. They're not coming over to your area. I think it might be section 5 or 6. They're starting in the Heights area, which is Kiner, Unger, Leo, that type of area first. That will be probably the first year they'll be doing that connection and then moving on from there. But they'll get to the whole town once they get there.
There's a map online on our
Yes.
website that says sewer, gas
Gas.
connection.
Mhm.
And
Okay,
it explains how many years it might take to get to you.
But grab Brian's number because he can give you more accurate information, because it's a New Jersey natural gas project. It's not a Hopatcon project.
okay. So will there be fees from that for connection on that, I would assume?
course.
Or is the
Of course.
gas company footing the bill on that as well?
No, of course, there would be a road opening permit that you would have to pay for to open the road, to connect into the road, and then you would pay for a fee to have an account with them. And then if you choose to hook up, you're paying those things. If you choose not to hook up, there is no fee.
All right,
'Cause
But
you
the
have option.
project is funded by New Jersey Natural Gas. That's not being paid for by tax dollars.
Right.
Right,
And it's optional. It's an optional hookup. It's not required.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Dawn.
Yes.
Dawn Van Date,
Oh, the Center for Independent Living?
yeah,
That's Monday, October 21st,
first.
from 10 to
And
1.
what was on the 23rd?
The 23rd is the Journey Bus.
Journey Bus, okay.
Yep, that's our little bridge to the
Good.
county resources.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, Pete.
Anyone else? Yes?
Some of you know me, regrettably, I'm sure. My name is Sam Morris. I live at 3 Indian Falls, New Park. I get to put your address out, right?
You don't have to.
No.
Oh,
do
okay.
address.
I live in Mine Hill. I'm the mayor of Mine Hill. So I can help. I just came by because I was bored. But to this gentleman's point, no, I want to tell you guys this on the record because this is public record. I'm the mayor of Mine Hill. For about 6 years, we financed sewer connections. Last spring, the state of New Jersey beat me like a redheaded stepchild for acting like a bank. They really took us to the woodshed, and we were told we were allowed to do it. We had it in writing. Well, somebody was wrong. So now I have to go out to about 90 residents and say, oh, that letter I sent you that we can finance it. And boy, am I getting beat up. But I also give them the email, the lady at the state board of, whatever, and say, but you can email her and check it. But, because they think we pulled it just because we didn't want to do it. But yeah, you're not, you're really not allowed to act like a bank, so that helps. Anyway, hope that, we're telling people to get an extra loan, and then your account, and you can rent it all.
Right, that's the only way.
That's your only, yeah, at least you get some, at least you get some IRS something. Right, okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, believe me.
Anyone else? Dave?
I'm like waiting, I'm just staring at you waiting, I'm like, I know you're coming.
There's too few comments tonight.
You gotta keep us on our toes.
I was just wondering, this is being recorded, this
Live
meeting?
stream?
Live stream? How would I get it?
You would go on to YouTube and
Yeah.
you would just put in the search bar, Hopac Council meetings, and they pop up.
I see. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
They're
That's
on the
it.
website as well.
Right.
It'll be on tomorrow, right? Tomorrow?
So where you would go to see the agenda and minutes, there's a link for agenda. When the minutes are approved, there's a link for minutes, and then there's a link for the video. So you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you can also go through the borough website and access the video.
I see.
And if I can figure it out, Dave, anybody. can do it.
Well, I don't know. You're younger than I am. Everyone here is younger than I am. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I
Anyone
have
else?
one other thing
Sure.
to add. Presentation by Mrs. Falcone Schubert, was excellent. And I believe in the referendum 100%. Why not take the state money? Either way, it'll hurt in the end if we don't.
Mhm.
So, and this is not frivolous spending based on what you're saying. It's infrastructure, so 100%.
Isn't it fun?
And one question, how many bids go out for the roofing projects?
I don't know how many go out, but they have to go out to bid. And then they have to be certain vendors, so it's not like everybody always says, well, I can get you the roof for much cheaper, but it have to be a state approved vendor and things like that. So the cost was based on what the architect gave us projection on, and then we'll actually be able to take in the bids once the referendum, if it passes.
Right.
And then we'll look through everybody's bids and see which one is the best for us.
And if it didn't pass, 5 years ahead is where the project would actually begin.
I think it's 7.
Yeah, the cost would be.
Because it's $1.5 million every year. The roof itself costs 8. So 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, until we have enough.
It'll be very painful 7
Yes.
years from now.
Yes, it will.
Anyone else? Not hearing any motion to bring it back.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we can do the minutes. Approval of the October 2nd, 2024 regular minutes
Motion made.
Second.
and the roll call.
Mr. Hoppercamp?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Thank you. Correspondence. I just have 2 correspondence. One you know about already. We sent a correspondence to the Lake Hopatcong Jewish Center. I just wanted to express my deepest apologies for the rescheduling of the recent spaghetti luncheon, which unintentionally took place on Yom Kippur, one of the holiest days of the Jewish calendar. This was an unfortunate and unforeseen scheduling conflict. The event was originally planned for Sunday, October 20th, but due to unforeseen circumstances, St. Jude Parish Center's only available date for hosting was October 11 at 12 noon. Please know this oversight was not intended to cause any offense or disrespect to your community. We deeply value and respect the diversity of faiths in Hopatcong and are sincerely sorry for this mistake. Moving forward, we will ensure that municipal events do not coincide with important religious holidays. Again, I offer my heartfelt apologies for this oversight and appreciate your understanding as we work to prevent such conflicts in the future. So in doing the calendar for 2025, we have X'd out all of the holidays so that this will never happen again. So that was one correspondence. The other correspondence you all received was from John Rushkey today. So dear Mayor and Council members, I am pleased to inform you that Mott McDonald is now prepared to hold a water meeting on November 7th, 2024 at the Hopatcong High School Auditorium. The meeting will begin at 7 p.m. at Mott McDonald has secured the auditorium for the important event. During this meeting, the public will be informed of the borough's progress in addressing elevated PFAS at all of the active municipal supply wells and the need to address the remaining municipal wells in order to reinforce the overall municipal water supply. I will also inform the public on the state's mandate to replace lead and galvanized water service lines and the importance of responding to the borough's surveys on this matter. Lastly, the presentation will be structured to inform both the water customers on the municipal water system and also the general public who are obtaining their water supply from private wells. The NJDEP has reported that there have been numerous private wells found in the Hopatcon area with elevated levels of PFAS. Private wells may also contain lead or galvanized water services. The presentation will provide an overview of New Jersey's Spill Compensation Fund, which provides grant funding to residents with private wells to treat elevated levels of PFAS. This will be a crucial endeavor for both our water utility customers and our private well owners. This initiative represents a significant step in addressing vital water infrastructure and health concerns within our community. This meeting will be live streamed for the public to view and will then be placed on the borough's website and Facebook page for residents to view in the future. We're excited to embark on this project with Hopatcon Borough and look forward to your support and participation in this event. All necessary coordination and advertisements for the meeting will be made through the municipal clerk's office and coordinated through the borough attorney. So this is very exciting. Our municipal engineer is going to be holding a meeting in reference to water for water utility customers and for private well customers on November 7th at the Hopatcon High School in the auditorium. And there will be a portion where he is doing it looks like he's going to do a question and answer too. And it looks like he's going to be doing a presentation. So we'll start advertising that. We'll get some flyers out. We'll get some signs up so that the public can be there. And it is not going to be a council meeting, but the council is absolutely invited to go because it will be advertised, if I'm not mistaken, Valerie. It'll be advertised as a meeting. We just won't collaborate as a council, but legally we can all be at the same place at the same time. And I believe John Urson will also be there, if I'm not mistaken. Or Madison will be there. So that's exciting, very, very exciting to get that word out. So that was correspondence. So resolutions 2024-138, the bill list.
Motion made.
Second. Oh, sorry.
Anyone have anything they would like removed from the bill list?
Yes, the first one,
First one's
23
like zero.
dash
Okay.
01413.
Anyone else?
No, but just discussion really quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to bring to council's attention, I know previously the ambulance squad had showed up with questions about their LoSAP payments. So on the bills list tonight, it's actually, I believe, the last item on here, that LoSAP, oh my gosh, LoSAP line item, that's for fire and EMS,
Yes.
just so you're all aware.
And everybody got the email about the Pennsylvania Turnpike toll and what that was?
A while ago.
Well,
Yes, I
after
sent
the
it right
last
after the
meeting,
meeting.
yeah, I had asked that, yeah.
Mayor, if I may move the bill list in its entirety except for 23-01413.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez. Ms.
Yes,
Smith.
Yes.
Mayor, if I may make a motion to pass 23-01413.
Second,
Second.
and roll call.
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Abstain.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
abstain.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
2024-139, purchase of the truck for the police department.
Motion made.
Second. And
We
discussion.
can do discussion for this. This is the police truck that I was speaking about that the police department is purchasing and they're using their DEA money to purchase it.
Correct. So what resolution do you guys have in front of you?
Mine are
Everyone has
identical.
one.
Everyone, oh, okay, good. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Mine is 2024-139.
Yes.
There was a couple on the dais. So the only thing that's different between the one that's in your packet and the one that's on the dais is that there is an extra whereas that explains that the money is coming from the DEA funds.
Right.
Where's that? Mine are the
It's
same.
right in the middle. It says
It's in the-
whereas.
Oh, I see
It's
it.
the non,
Got
the
it.
bold
Mhm.
Yeah,
whereas.
I just, because anybody reading it, it's very easy to assume, you know, it's like, where's this money coming from? And I just wanted the public to be aware that this is not.
So you'd be
Taxpayer
voting
money.
on the copy that was on the dais where whereas the funding for the purchase is from the law enforcement forfeiture funds and
So do we have to make a motion to
no,
No.
amend it?
no. But you're voting on the one that has the whereas.
Mhm.
So we have a motion and a second, right?
Yeah.
And a roll call.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-140 is the hiring of a business administrator. I am thrilled to announce that we will be hiring a new administrator for the Borough of Hopatcon. This is an exciting step forward for our community, and we are eager to see the great work that will come from this new leadership. I'd like to ask the council for a motion to hire Shelby Snow as Hopatcon Borough Administrator with a start date of October 21st, 2024. Together, I believe we can continue to build a bright future for Hopatcon.
Motion made.
Second.
And a roll call?
Mr. Hoppercamp.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Absolutely, yes.
Ms. Smith.
Resoundingly, yes.
Thank you very much and welcome aboard, Shelby. Looking
Yay.
forward to working with you at our next meeting. Or on the 21st.
Or rather than, or when.
Because we have a big break before the
or
next meeting,
tomorrow.
so.
Tomorrow.
3 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay, moving along. 2024-141, approval of liquor license.
Motion made.
Second.
Okay, so you're voting on resolution 2024-140. That is the singular paper that is not attached.
141.
141. Yes, 141. Sorry, 141, the singular paper.
Okay.
So we took out the trade name on the new one?
Correct.
It doesn't have a trade name.
It's the other license.
It's a pocket license, so there's no trade name.
It's,
Oh, I got it. Oh, so this is the wrong, it's the wrong name, because this is
The
another.
first
liquor-
one had the wrong name.
Got it,
yes.
understood.
Yes,
So I'm
so,
gonna cross that out.
so the version you're voting on is.
Understood. Okay, gotcha.
Do we have a motion in a second?
We do.
And a roll call?
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
yes, you don't have, it's a pocket liquor license,
Got
so you
it.
don't have to have an address. Pocket liquor license to stay with the people, not necessarily the
Gotcha,
business
gotcha.
location.
Ms. Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, ordinances, introduction of ordinances, we do not have any this evening. Final hearing for ordinances, we do not have any. Old business. Anybody have any old business? New business, the zoning reports for July and August. Motion to accept,
Motion made.
Second.
roll call.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes,
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
The tax collector's report for August
Motion made.
Second.
and a roll call.
Mr. Hoppercamp,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Roberts.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Okay, and moving along to our second public comment, a motion for public comment,
Motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody from the public have a comment? Dave?
I'd just like to ask, who, liquor license, who is it?
It's Chatal Mega is the name of the company. It's a liquor license that's held privately. There, it doesn't have a location.
I see, okay, thank you.
It's a pocket license.
They've had a long time.
Anyone else have a question? Seeing any, motion to bring it back?
Motion.
Second.
Very good. I have my information earlier, so I don't have any comments, so just a motion to adjourn.
So maybe.
Second.
Amen.
All in favor?
Amen.
Aye.